Morning. Hope you guys are enjoying a wonderful week. Good Thursday. I wanted to try to dive into some stuff here. Getting a yeah. I hope you're having a good Thursday. It's a short week here in the States. We have the holiday tomorrow, 4th of July. It's Independence Day. So we're having a short week of work, which is great. And this is not my last thing to do before the weekend, sadly, but I'm working on some fun projects. One of the projects is an iPad app. This is sort of pre-strategy. Part of it, I'm just building a bunch of UI. So I wanted to take you along for the ride of what it looks like to like build a real product in FlutterFlow, what it takes, some UX, some layout issues, how to navigate. Um, I have some fun stuff going on. So I think we're gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm getting right now. I'm getting a blank screen, so I'm gonna try to. This was not the case yesterday, but um, I worked yesterday on setting up my FlutterFlow project in accordance with best practices, uh, implementing an auth flow, and I will share my screen, and we will be off to the races. So, all right, here it is. It's just a pretty simple inspection app. You know what? I bet you that was going to be my. Come through here and see what is. All right, that's expanded. That's probably supposed to be expanded. Da-da-da-da. I don't know why I'm getting. Maybe it's this. I'm getting a blank screen. No, I'm getting a blank screen when I come over here, which there's no reason for this. So that's why I'm here. I want to get to the home screen. What I'm gonna do is I'll just set up an auth. Well, I really do want to see when is this happening. Okay. Usually this when a black screen happens or a screen happens, typically it's because you have an expanded element that is preventing you from seeing something. It's just breaking your UI. So I'm just coming through here and making sure that all of our stuff is, you know, laid out correctly, and it does seem to be. So I don't know why we're getting this black screen. Worst comes to worst, I'll set up an auto nav, and we will just work off of yeah, yeah, we'll just work off of an unauthenticated account, hopefully. All right, let's just do that. I think I have. I'm gonna check my Firebase console on this screen, and I'm gonna just set up on off or an yes. All right. Authentication. We're going to sign in method. Gonna do anonymous. Perfect. Sweet. All right. Log in. I'm gonna just go ahead and do anonymous. Users navigate automatically. Yes. All right. So this should saving that, and it should just log us in automatically. Because really, what I want to do is I want to build out some of this, these additional screens here. There it is. Cool. We have junior inspector, my role. I need to adjust that. This little guy. So we have this. I'm gonna just do this. Just using this as a spacer here. But for cool. I have this nav bar over here. As you can see, I have this expandable, fairly cool. But the way I'm managing this is an app state. So you have a single Boolean that just states, hey, the nav is expanded or not. The benefit of this is, and I'm going to change that so that it'll stay unexpanded right here. And I'm going to just adjust this so we get rid of our overflows. And so really what I want to do is there's this sense. I need to adjust some of this stuff. Probably remove this project stuff and just have this search bar over here. I'm going to create user would be a create project. So some of this stuff needs to be fixed, but essentially you have this pretty complex application, multiple layers of data that is structured. So you have projects and then you have tasks. And within those tasks, you have other things. So there's like 2 or 3 children here. But we just want to, I'm just going to create like this list view here and the details page for this. We have an hour. I think it'll probably take that long. We're going to do some layout stuff and we're just going to build some fun stuff. I don't know. We're just implementing UI. I always try to implement the UI at least like fairly well before connecting the database. So I also have this tag up here. So we're going to have offline capabilities in this iPad app. So we're going to have a tag up here that just will update you based off of, are you syncing? Are you online? Are you offline? And currently I'm managing that through an app state. So come over here. Here we're syncing. We're just going to say we're online now. And I'm going to just, the spacer here, I just want to show this when the nav expanded equals true, right? And yes, you could just do the 1, but I always like to double check. It always works better when you actually do the condition and not just nav expanded. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll zoom in here. Let's see, now we're online. We need to get rid of this. Come on now. And we're going to get rid of this background. Perfect. There it is. We have that. Some good. Now we want to dive into this project. We want to get a details page. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to come here. We have main pages. You can see some of what I do to sort of categorize my components and pages. I'm going to just start doing this. I'm going to say details project. Right. I'm probably going to create a folder for projects because there are going to be multiple components and pages associated with the projects. So projects. And then we'll do this little guy. Cool. Hey, that's not the one I wanted to do. Oh, okay. This is what I want. This is main 04 profile. LOL. All right, this is the details project. Cool. And if you can see this, hopefully this isn't too bright. Let me know. I'm not getting any chat messages, so YouTube, if you're commenting on YouTube, I may not be receiving them. But a couple things you want to do in iPad and in like, because you have a little bit larger screen, right? And you typically have the side nav that you want present in most cases. Now, when you go portrait mode, right? Landscape, portrait. When you go portrait, we're probably going to adjust this, remove the side nav, and move it to the bottom. But for the goal is like there's field agents. Field agent has an iPad. It's most likely going to be in landscape. We're going to provide them the ability to lock their perspective and landscape if they want. We use a custom action for that. And then, yeah, the goal here is I'm going to remove this guy. Yeah, there you go. And here, I'm going to say create project. Cool. Yeah, this is the details. So I've been trying to build this based off of components. So we have the side nav, we have a header here, right? And this header has our title and subtitle. There's two ways you can handle this. You can do a separate, totally separate header for like sub pages with breadcrumbs, or you can just add a Boolean here in this nav header that says, hey, this is a sub page, right? So I'm going to do that. We also probably want a component slot over here instead of this internet tag. So we probably want a component slot so we can adjust this, right? You have you could have this syncing agent, or you could have like CTAs up here. So I guess we can do that. I'm going to add a widget builder. Here, let's add the first. Let's add the widget builder. Yeah, customs. Yeah, component slot. Component. Don't think I spelled that right. Widget builder, sweet. First, we have to do that. There you go. And then we're going to drag it in here. So if you come over here to the component slot, we're just going to boop right there. And that's where we're going to drag this. This is a tag that I have. It is a component, and I'm feeding it an enum. The enum, I just have like 4 statuses, I think. So I'm going to do that. This is the preview only internet status. Sweet. Okay. Online status. Okay. I'm going to update that. I'm going to remove this now. And if we go back here, looky there, we have this component slot. Okay. Internet tag status. And I have this on all the pages, so I'll need to adjust this. Unknown, internet tag status. Status is online status. Perfect. Okay. So this is how you build some scalable stuff, okay? We're gonna be coming down here. Boom. This is how I would build in Figma too, with components. This is just, you're gonna have nested stuff. You wanna build things in a way that's scalable. And this is one of those ways. These component slots is a perfect example. So we could do another one over here, but I'm gonna do a condition because I do want, I sort of will always want a title for my pages, but there's gonna be breadcrumbs or no breadcrumbs for these pages. So that's how I'm gonna do this. Online status. Let's see, there's one more area. There you go. All right. I'm gonna say we're offline for this one. Cool. And we're gonna dive into this. For my breadcrumbs, we're just gonna do the top portion. So I'm gonna add a row here, and we're going to say subpage Boolean. It's not required. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna say it's not, subpage is false by default. There you go. And now we can add in, we can duplicate this essentially. Oh, did I say subpage title? That's what we need. We need a subpage title as well. So subpage title, just gonna be a string. Perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna add it into, I'm gonna duplicate this guy. Doop. And I'm going to do a couple things because I want this to be a button, right? I want to navigate back to, this is gonna be just one level deep. We could do multiple levels deep. Yeah, we're gonna just do it one level deep. I'm gonna say container, and I'm gonna add in a little bit of space. I'm gonna do it around this title. Okay. And that title page is fine. This is now going to be our subtitle page. Perfect. And what we want, I'm going to add this. This is going to be our secondary text. Okay. Oh, you know what? We're making this. Sorry, we're making this. Yeah, that works. Okay. That's okay. This is fine. Yeah, this is our title. This is our subtitle. So we're going to show or hide this based off of if subtitle icon. I'm going to do an icon here too. All right. And we're going to just add in a little bit of space. Okay. This icon will be our right arrow. Boop. I'm going to make that secondary text. All right. So just like that. And let's see, that's a component slot. Here we go. We're going to say, look, if subpage equals true. And again, this is where I'm like, oh yeah, if subpage is true, and that's it. And I'm gonna make sure that it is not required. See, it's showing it's required, it's not required. Perfect. We'll give it a just a space as a default value. I want it to be empty. Cool. Now, this will be, so our subtitle, subpage title. See, this little guy, we don't want our subtitle, we want our subpage title. There it is. There it is. Just gonna give it a space for our default value. Cool. All right, so this will be project details. Perfect. And I'm gonna do, the reason why I wrap this in a container is this is gonna be a little button area. So nav back, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do a condition actually, because I don't always want to navigate back, right? I just wanna do it when it's a sub page. So untap conditional action. If subpage is true, then navigate back. Perfect. All right, cool. And then this project details, we're going to build it out. We're going to find some inspiration, right? I have some details and I have a Figma that sort of talks to me about what I want to do. I want to do we're going to have top level stats up here. We're going to have a sidebar here. And then we're going to have a detail section here that will, the sidebar will allow you to find the tasks and then see the details here. So I'm going to do all of that. But first, let's go ahead. Okay, this is basically the content we want. I'm just going to copy that into my project details. Remove that. Boom. We're going to wrap this in a column. There you go. Cool, that column. Yeah, that's cool to have that column like that. This row is going to be 16 now. Okay, so let's just say this is the Jasper Ski Resort Complex. We're going to give that sub details. We're going to make this a sub page. And we're going to update our thing. Now we need to be able to click here and get into this ski resort. So let's just do that. I'm going to navigate to our details project. Perfect. And I'm going to make everything instance. All right, I just want things to be snappy. So on our app assets, I think, let's see. Trying to find our default page. UI settings. Yes. Advanced root settings. Turn that on. Oh, I think it's in theme. Okay, they've changed some stuff up. Our default. Where's our default? That's our default page transition. It's not indeed. If it's not here, settings, override default transition. Okay, okay. We're just gonna do instant. Yep. Okay. Sweet. And I'm going to just have this fade in. Fade 300. Slide 30. Oh, all right. We can do this column. We can clip this content. I think we still get a border, right? Yeah. Cool. All right. Okay. We're gonna remove this. Sweet. All right. So if we come here, should be able to click this now, get into the project details, and let's go ahead and start laying stuff out. So, and if you're commenting on Twitter as well, there's a lot of people on Twitter. So, yeah, I won't be able to see those probably. There you go. There's our nav. Boom. Nice animation in. So we have our details here, like in here. And then I'm going to start creating sort of this side-by-side layout. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do a row here. And I'm going to add in a, well, I guess I can just do a divider here. Just want a small line. Divider there. And then our row, we can expand. I don't think we have this one scrolling. We don't. That's good. If you have a scrolling column here, you will break anything that you expand. So if you have a scrolling column, if you have a column in general, don't expand anything in that column unless it's in a container and you don't want to scroll. But you're going to break stuff if you do that. Okay, cool. I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to generate just a list of items, and then we're going to show that item. So I'm going to say tasks, string or number is a list, and we're just going to implement a list here. 1, 2, 3. This is just for dummy content. 4. Okay. Dummy content. All right, this is just so that we can do this. I'm going to say selected task. Task. It's going to be the same. I'm going to change this for Firebase documents essentially whenever I do that. So this will give us the ability to have a dynamic list over here and have a selected area over here. So we can showcase basically that. All right. Let's go ahead and do a container over here. And I don't know, we'll need a container over here, but that'll be here or there. This guy, I'm going to make it 300. We're going to do it as our primary background. And we're going to just expand that height right there. Set our border radius. Looky there, looking really clean. And then we can, see, we can do a vertical divider. Okay. Actually, dividers are tricky because the height is, you can't do infinity on the height. So I'm gonna remove this. Boo. I'm gonna do this side panel. I'm gonna do a buck shadow alternate, which is our line color. I'm gonna do offset 1 and blur 0. Cool. That's just gonna give us a slight shadow here, or border, right? And then here in this row, just say, give me 1 pixel space. All right. Now, we also could do a drag, right? Let's might as well do that. Might as well, right? Let's go ahead. I'm gonna just expand this guy horizontally, and height-wise, we're gonna do it fully. There's that. I'm going to give, yeah, so maybe we don't want this to have the a border. Maybe we want it to like expand and like you want to be able to like drag it, right? You want to make this side panel larger or smaller. I like that a lot. Content area. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. It's a good like iPad experience, right? You have this thing that can expand and collapse, and then you have your content area here, your list view, and then you have the ability to expand and collapse it as well. So we will do that. We're going to just add in one more container. We're going to make it our drag handle. I need to redo this, or I need to relearn how to do this. I've done it in a number of projects, but you always want to. There's always that thing, right? Okay. We're going to do it container background. That's fine. This will be our drag, and we're going to implement a secondary container in this. That will be our little handle. Okay. So we're going to say center. The height of it will be 44. The width of it, that was 12. So this one will be 8. And then we'll do alternate. And that's even too tall. Let's do 32. And then let's do like 4 pixels. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we can even do this 4. I like that a lot. Cool. All right. So yeah, as you can see, this is our little drag handle. We'll be able to drag this little guy and expand this this side panel. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do that with with the triggers that FlutterFlow launched last year. And we're gonna say, so we have our page state. Let's go ahead and manage. I'm thinking about managing this as a. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. We talked about the scalability, right? This concept will be utilized multiple times in this app. Side panel, content view, side panel, content view. So I'm wondering if I want to do component slot here, add this drag handle over here, right, to this row. I could do this whole thing, right, as a component slot here, component slot there. I think I just want this as a component slot because this we're going to update, and there's always been some funkiness when changing content like that. So, okay, good work. But now I component slot. Yeah, that's going to be too much. This is my process, right? We're just thinking through stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in a row here. And we're going to do this drag handle in this row. And we're going to do a list view in the row as well. That will push us. It's going to push that drag handle. Boom, right there. Okay. Nice. All right. This list is going to be, it is expanded. I'm going to remove the shrink wrap. Nice. Okay. And now we can say, hey, this side panel, this will be our component. I'm going to say UI side panel, drag. This list is actually going to be our component slot. So now that this is a component, we can say widget builder, widget builder, perfect. There you go, required. Do that same thing. We're going to just say here, and remove that list. We're going to expand this though. And then we need a list, right? We're going to have list views here. So now we'll just create views, right? Add components. And I'm going to say view list. I like this. Actually, let's just use this. Okay, view list. Um, view task list. I always like to preface sort of my the things that are going to look alike, the things that are going to be in the same thing. I like to preface my naming conventions with that. So, right, details project, I'm going to have details task, details profile, details something else, right? The first one is going to be sort of the definition, and the second one's going to be the details of that. Sorry, it's hard to explain that, but same thing, view, modal, right, card, those are all going to be my preface to. It's going to be like card slash or underscore profile information or dashboard, right? Or if I want dashboard, if I have a bunch of dashboard stuff, it's going to be dashboard stat one, dashboard stat two. In this case, it's going to be view activity list, view task list, right? View, let's see, activity list, user list, something like that, right? So this guy, these guys are just here. I'm gonna remove this. Do. Hey, I removed everything but the last one. There. Okay. And we're gonna remove this card. Don't need it. This is our view. We also don't need this padding. We're going to add our padding. I'm gonna add padding here. Yep. And we're gonna say item space. And we're gonna expand this list view. Boom. Okay, cool. On this component, I'm gonna say, let's see, I'm gonna do 4 pixels there. I guess this list has, okay, I'm gonna give this spacing and remove the spacing from this list. And remove shrink wrap, this is gonna be a scrollable list. Okay. Component parameters is just gonna be a list of objects. So task list. In this case, we're gonna do integers because that's what we have in our page state. Hey, Cos, thanks for joining, dude. Or yeah, thanks for joining. Sorry, dude is a non-gendered, so I don't know. I hope you're doing well. Hope your Thursday's going well. List, perfect, sweet. And then I'm going to just generate this list view. Generate children, tasks, task list. Okay. Now on this, I also want to have an action, and I want to have a selected state because I'm going to do some styling here based off of the styling state. So I need to state. Yeah. Okay. We'll do selected as a parameter as well. Selected. and that will just be an integer. It's not going to be required. Yeah, it's not going to be required, and we're not going to do. I mean, you know what? No, we will. We'll start it out at 0. Okay. And then we want to update, right? We want also an action. So we're going to have an action here as well. There. And we're going to execute callback here when we click this. Sorry, I know this is a lot of setup, but this is sort of how you do it. It takes time to set things up correctly, and the goal is we have this ability. I'm going to reverse this. What is that? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool. Look at here. This is our drag, and we get to select view task list. Perfect, right there. Ooh, we need to adjust our padding for these items and our background colors so they match. So this is good. All right, we're gonna do update on page changes, remove this guy, and we're gonna do this. So our task list is coming from our page state. There we go. Our action is gonna just update the page state. Update page state, selected task, set value. We're gonna have to set up a yeah, we're gonna have to set up a return, a parameter, right? Sorry, this action is gonna need a return value. Okay, so view task list. We need a return value in this, or a parameter in this, and it's gonna say the selected integer. Okay, this returns the value of the selected list. Okay. Perfecta. Okay. This guy, we're gonna remove this. There you go. Okay, and then on this task list, we want it to be primary background. Same thing over here, primary. Cool. Same thing, we're gonna do primary down here. Okay. Now on this action, we're gonna have to return. So execute callback. Hey, we should get a return. Right, on tap. Can I save that? I did not. Index. Yeah. Selected value. I got taken away. Integer. Not a list. We're gonna confirm. There you go. All right. Now, see selected value. We're gonna say index in list. Okay. So what I'm doing here, action. The action from here is going to update the page state. The page state is going to be a selected value. That the select value is going to go back into here through the parameter, and we're going to see a difference here. So we're going to update this background color based off of if it's selected or not. Okay. So we're going to say, look, fill color, da, da, da. conditional value, addition equals selected task equal to index and list here, right? Then we're gonna make this white. Really what we should do is we should, yeah, because there's not enough space. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird if we do that, but let me see. We'll do the background color. Background color secondary. If not, then primary. Okay, we're gonna take that. We're gonna copy it to this little guy in here too. Do the same thing, paste, and paste here. Okay. All right. So we're going to add in a little bit of, wrap this in a column. And in this column, I just want a little bit of a container. All right. This is going to be a line. Going to be 2 pixels wide. Nice. And it's just going to be 12 pixels. And we're going to call it primary, not secondary, primary. Okay. We're going to do 1 pixel to the left. Oop, maybe 2 pixels. Perfect. Look at there. Nice. Okay, sweet. So as we click this, it should be updated. Now let's see, we're gonna do this. Yes, update page state, selected task. We can now say, let's see, we just say page state. We should get this parameter. Right, I want to selected task, page builder. Hey. Okay, this will be page state. Selected task. The action, right? Update page state. This, I want the widget parameter though. So weird. Why don't I get access to that? Page state. Selected. How am I passing it? I'm passing it out through this. Here. Selected task. Question. Oh, Well, let's see. Oh, okay. We need it here as well. Other. So we're going to selected. Yeah, let's see. Or let's call this a state, I guess. Index itaja. Yes. Selected component state. Okay. See if that gives us that ability. Page state. Component state. Yes. Okay. Well, that's annoying because this component slot, right? We may have to get away from this component slot. And we may just be like, hey, look, just duplicate this side panel, but that'll be annoying. This is annoying. Widget. Okay, let's see here. We have a parameter right here, selected. There could be an action passed in here. Okay, sorry, this is my development brain going. Selected action. Can we do an action? No? Cool. We'll just do that. Integer. Here. Okay. All right, let's see. Selected task, action, update, page date, date. Well, okay, this is stupid. This is why you don't do too many widget builders, kids. That's okay. We're going to duplicate this. We're going to use this eventually. UI side task list. Yeah, like I said, we're going to use it eventually. View. But I'm going to just get rid of this for now. Well, that was another thing that would have caused a big issue. So this guy is breaking. Infinity. Interesting. Okay. Go ahead and throw a container in here to maybe help. Let's say 400. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So this one, instead of this side panel, widget builder, we're just going to pass in the list. Well, it's going to be integers list. Okay, and then selected. We need a selected, yeah, selected. We won't necessarily need a selected, but yeah, selected integer selected list item. Cool. I know. Sorry, guys. Could have done this a little more. I'm gonna say 0. I'll make it required. Okay. And then we're going to task this. We no longer have the action, so we're just gonna say action here. Since we no longer have the widget builder, right? We don't have the ability to grab the action in that additional page. So I need to pass the action here, and then this action is just going to be utilizing this action. If that makes sense. So update selected value. Okay. Update selected value, and let's see, index. All right. So task list comes from here. Selected task here, and here is the execute callback. Boom, boom. Integer is going to be the selected value. Okay, cool. An update on this. So widget builder does not specify a parameter. Yeah. Okay. 2. This is our side panel, sort of like our default. So, and then we didn't even get to the dragability, which is what I wanted to get to. Well, I'm going to put a text element here, right? And it's going to be centered in the middle. Just going to showcase this. All we're going to do is showcase the combined text. Selected. This will be the page state task. Perfect. Okay. Here we need, instead of this side panel, we want to do this side panel task. So let's go ahead back, and we're going to just drag in that UI side. We're going to do it right here. All right. T then. Cool. Right here. Oh, wait, no. UI side task list. Yep. Shouldn't have this widget builder. Side panel drag. Gotcha. I want this other drag this guy. There you go. And we have the task list here. Da, 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 da. Update page on changes. This guy, page state. Yes. This guy, selected task, action callback, update, page state, selected task, set value, callback parameters, index. Perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this width from a component state value. So I need to check that. .com. We have a Kanban board where we did that. So, okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, look at there. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, did it work? Yes, it did. Looky there. We're updating. Nice. Exactly what we wanted. Here, we're seeing this. You know, obviously we want a different design probably over here. But showcasing which one is selected. You could do this with, yeah, we're doing this with tasks or with this activity log. You could do it with almost anything. And then second, what we want to do is we want this guy to be draggable. So Kanban app. I'm just going to double check. I'll bring it over here. So we have this Kanban board on the marketplace, and this app is sick. I really, really love this app. Project details here. We have this project details, and we're doing this exact same thing, right? When I say best practices, that's what I mean. So here we have this view activity. And over here, we have this drag bar, okay? So we have it in a mouse region widget, and then we're doing an action here. And I'm just gonna come in here, see on horizontal drag end, drag start, drag update. So let's go ahead. Okay, the update side panel width, inline function, sweet. Width plus delta X. Okay. I'm gonna do that minus, okay, plus minus X. Okay. So that's on the update. Update. Okay, cool. We're just doing is dragging true, is dragging false. Sweet. So let's go ahead and try to bring that into, we have 5 minutes. Let's bring that into this little guy. So we're going to have a component width. And width. It's going to be a double. We're going to say 330. Okay. and we're going to set this from that component state. So you always want to set it from component state, right? There you go. Cool. Side panel. All right. Okay. And then on this drag, we also have a is dragging true. So is dragging. We're going to set it to Boolean. I forget what that was doing, but we'll update it. So custom function on a horizontal drag is actually what we want to do, or on drag, horizontal drag update. Okay, we're going to update the component state. Update component state. Panel width. Set value. We're going to do an inline function. Inline function. Perfect. And we're going to say width, which is a double. That is the component state. Okay. Right there. And we're going to do a drag value, I guess. It's also going to be a double, and it's going to be our gesture detector delta X. Okay. And so what we did earlier was we did width plus minus, I guess we'll just, instead of drag value, we'll do delta X, right? Yeah, just name it how it is. Delta X. And we'll check that. Cool. Sweet. Awesome. We'll set this as a value of 330. Okay. Now we want to do a couple things here. Update, update width. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do the other, the is drag or update, not, yeah. Okay, so we're going to drag this, boop, boop, boop. We're going to need to implicitly animate this, ease in, ease out, boom. And we're going to also set a min width of 230 and a max width of 700, okay? That way we can't just take up the whole screen and we can't remove the whole thing, okay? So this should work. I'm going to do that. I'm going to come back here just for the heck of it so we don't break. And we should be good. So let's go to projects, click. All right, there's that. Uh-oh, let's see. Drag update, drag start. Let's see. Drag bar. Okay. Oh, I know what we were doing with that, but okay, width, inline function. I'm gonna bring this back. Set value width, double, width plus, delta X minus. I mean, I know that works. Okay, this is what I think I'm gonna have to do. I think sometimes actions don't. I will wrap this in a mouse region widget. Oh no, mouse region. Yeah. We're gonna do drag, grab, I guess. Okay. And I'm gonna do a conditional value. Okay. Conditional value is gonna be if you're hovering over this, it's gonna be 20. If not, it's gonna be 12. Okay. Maybe that'll help. Maybe. Maybe it'll help. Oh yeah, we should probably like give it a. Sometimes actions take a full restart to actually take effect. That is that is updating. Not getting the drag. Um, we're not getting the drag. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's because we expanded that. I wonder, right? So this guy, update on page changes. Let's try to expand it. This guy is expanded. Okay, this guy should be maybe 4, and this guy should be 8. Let's try it. I don't think that's it. I don't think so. This is not expanded. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. We set this width. We're updating this. Hmm. Really finding that fishy. Yeah, I don't think that expanded thing is going to be it. Okay, we need this to be implicitly animated as well. Cool. All right. Well, let's see. That's expanded. Side panel is width. I want to stay 330. Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe we didn't have 330. It was nullable, right? Maybe it was because of that. Could be. Could be because of that. I'm gonna say probably so. I'm gonna say probably because we didn't give it a default value. I think it's gonna work. I'm confident this is gonna work. So okay. Ah, nope, still not. But very nice. Hmm. Hmm. Need to make sure my triggers. Well, hey, we got some of it done. This is all looking pretty good. I have this list. You have this, and I should be able to drag it. This does work though. Super nice. I'm gonna work on this a little bit more. I'll post about it. But live stream over. Thank you all for joining, even on Twitter. There's a bunch of people on Twitter, so thank you all for joining, no matter how long you watched. I know those on YouTube. I hope you guys have a wunderbar. If you're in the United States, a good Fourth, a good long weekend. And if you're not, I hope you enjoy, yeah, just amazingness. So have a good weekend.